there are times that I have conversations with people, and after the conversation is done, it's just like that conversation was used to speak to areas in my life that I didn't even see before I had that conversation. And yesterday I had a conversation and the same thing happened, and I wanted to share some of that with you. One of the things that happened in this conversation was I was asked, well, let me say it this way. How it got started was I was asked, am I a bad person if I have a class with someone and I talk to them in class and I prefer to do group projects with them, but outside of class, I don't even want to say hi? And I asked the question before I came to my idea. I asked the question, would you speak to somebody else besides this person outside of class if they walked by and said hi? And she responded, yes, I would. And so it made me realize that it wasn't necessarily saying hi outside of class that was the problem. It had something more to do with this situation. And this particular girl that she didn't want to speak to outside of class, she had had relationships with before. So she they talked all the time, they hung out, they spent the night at each other's house. And so there was this relationship. However, over some time, some character flaws, I'm not going to say character flaws, some character differences came up. And one of them chose to go to separate herself from that because she didn't want those character differences in her life. And so the problem wasn't saying hi to the girl. The problem was there was a fear that if she said hi, that girl would think that she wanted to be her friend and have the relationship that they had prior. And she didn't want that. And so as we talked about it and everything, what I realized is that even her just saying hi would be an act of kindness. And the fear that she has would have to be given to God, and that would be an act of faith. Because you would have to believe that even if you show kindness, that even though you show kindness, that God will take care of the rest and keep boundaries up so that friendship didn't happen again. And so therefore, you were able to grow as a person. And I said, but the problem is that a lot of times we don't believe that God is going to take care of us, even in the small ways. So we end up taking care of it ourselves by not speaking to that person, or, just being very unkind to them, and making them feel like not valued and that we don't care for them. When we do care, we just don't want that relationship with them, because it's not healthy for our life. And as I walked away from that, I never really looked at, when I did that to people, the message that I was given. That was my first thing. And I didn't realize that I was allowing fear to determine how I was going to react, and also that I wasn't giving it to God and believing that He had my best interest at heart. And so as I thought about that, I asked, and that we are open to be able to be kind to others, even when there is a relationship that has ended for various reasons, and sometimes there's hurt there, and whatever it might be, and that God gives us the courage to believe Him even more than we already do, to be able to represent him in a way that is pleasing to him.